Hello everyone and welcome back to another video of Marvel Contest of Champions. First of all, I wanted to say why I haven't been sort of active in a while on YouTube, that is making videos. Basically I just had to sort some stuff out with my phone and some other stuff going on in life in general. But I should be back to normal, doing normal videos. Hopefully daily, but if not, every 1 or 2 days, probably. So first of all, this is just a video just getting back into it, show you some improvements that I've made to my account with the characters. So Magic is now maxed out 5-star, which is absolutely awesome. And so she's now dupe level 126. If that works, yeah. So that's pretty good. Usually the 5 stars at the maxed out duplicated level around 160 or whatever are 12,000. So that's, I don't know whether that's my masteries. If you leave that in the comments below, because if you have a maxed out 5-star Magic, let me know. So I don't know whether she should be where she is. But anyway, I'm probably just going insane. So Gwenpool's still there, Cyclops is still there, Mysterio. I don't remember if in the last video I had a Marvel Contest of Champions, I had Gwenpool Awakened, but there you go, she's there. Mysterio is doing quite a bit of work actually. He's actually not been too bad. The problem with him is though, like most of the characters that I have, if you get caught, apart from Magic, if you get caught, you lose a lot of health, and also he's kind of useless against poison immune champions, but he's a poison immune champion himself, which means he can still be useful in most scenarios, especially against like certain nodes where you have after that variant node, after 7 seconds you get a poison on you. Well, he cancels that, but obviously in that variant you need to be an XL champion if you don't want to take glancing damage. Anyway, Winter Soldier, he's not doing much. I don't know why I leveled him up, to be fair, but there we go. I think it was just because he was awakened and he's got the power drain, which can be quite nice. I only use him in Arena, and whenever he's getting crits, he's power draining, so that's pretty good. Captain Marvel, I don't know what's going on with Captain Marvel. I feel like her damage has been reduced. I'm not sure. I think her damage has been reduced by just a little bit. Maybe if I don't know. Maybe if I ramped her up a better way, because usually I get up to the special 3, do a couple of special 1s, and then, or just a couple of parries, and then build up to special 2. But usually, when I had her before, that would have KO'd the champion that I'm against. But it's a bit, I don't know. It's strange. Sometimes it doesn't KO, sometimes it does. So. Loki's there. He's not doing much. So yeah, that's all I got to say about him. He's not very useful. Ultron, double immunities champion, a robot. He's got evade, he's got a bleed, which is actually quite good, and his cauterized damage is nice, especially with the stun. On the special 1 you can get a stun chain if you're very, very lucky, but it's slightly risky to use him. He's also got the regeneration at 50 and 25% health, so I use that for nodes like Shock, that Shock node where if you use Dexterity too much and they use a special, then you get shock damage. You can just get a bit more damage in. Cull Obsidian, I got him awakened as a 5-star, but the annoying thing is, right, I wanted Cull Obsidian so bad, like, I don't know, 6 months ago. But as soon as he got nerfed, that's when I got him as a 5-star. So, that's not great. Old Man Logan, I'm not used to using him. I've used him a fair bit, I suppose, but I'm not really comfortable with the playstyle. I think you just want a lot of heavy attacks and bleeds. The passive bleeds on him, and then convert them into critical bleed and fury and all of that stuff, or armor break on a special 1. So if you have any tips on how to use Old Man Logan, again, leave it in the comments below. Who do we have next? Psylocke. I don't use her other than in arena. It's just her health and block efficiency is too low, so I can't really do anything with that. Howard the Duck. I use him for Havoc matchups actually, because if he gets caught, he still has to take quite a few hits for his armor break to go. His armor break is armor up, sorry, to go, and his special 2 is quite useful. It's got like a plethora of all the debuffs that you can put on the opponent. If you're lucky, if you get like Power Drain, Power Lock, Poison, I think he does Fatigue or Weakness, he does Shock, he just does everything with the special 2 pretty much. And I think the special 3 you can get a Fury or an Evade, I think so. So I use him for Havoc matchups, that's pretty good. Hyperion needs to be awakened and at a high signature level, but unawakened as a 5-star, he's actually pretty good. He's not doing too much at the moment, but he does work in some scenarios, so there we go. Venom Pool. Venom Pool special 1 sort of absorbs a buff on the opponent and converts it into a regeneration. If he's awakened, again, if they need to be awakened, but if he's awakened, then he can start getting random buffs, you know, luck, and he can get like this emergency shield thing, which again can prove quite useful, but again it's a lot of RNG that goes into that. Iron Fist needs to be awakened to be useful. Invisible Woman is awakened, but she has a very particular playstyle, so I don't use her too often, and I always run out of the invisibility sort of thing. And when I'm using dexterity, sometimes it will miss, which allows me to do the dexterity, but that means the invisibility runs out, so she's quite an annoying champion to use. But if they change that, then, you know, maybe she'll be, I don't know, God tier. Maybe she'll be God tier. Would she be God tier? There's quite a few shrug off debuff champions like Kingpin and Agent Venom, and when Nick Fury knocks someone down and he's got his tactical charges, then he can purify stuff. There's quite a few purify champions, also Bloodstone, and stuff like that. So she has got quite a few counters on her, so there you go. Thor Ragnarok. Again, his damage seems pretty low. I mean, if you get to the special 3 and you have the Boon of the Gods or whatever, and the power gain, you can get to another special 3 pretty quickly and keep chaining specials, which is something that Namor had, but he's been nerfed now. So, and his special 3 damage doesn't do half as much damage that it used to. You know, if you got to a special 3 with Namor, that was pretty much a guaranteed KO, like, you know, a couple of months ago, but unfortunately, they messed around with him and he's got nerfed, so that's yet another champion that's gone down the drain. That was beyond God tier. Anyway, so there's Bishop, talking about special 3s. Again, he's very risky. You want to get a lot of parries, make sure you got all of those power charges before you do a special. Ideally save up to the special 3 as much as possible, but I think there's some unblockable stuff that goes on, and energy resistance, and you know, he's good against shock champions because he just gains charges like just at an insane rate when he's suffering from a energy sort of damage over time. So yeah, he's pretty good. Sorcerer Supreme, I got her yesterday as a 5-star. She's got a lot of utility. Unfortunately, she's not immune to anything, and she can't purify anything. So and her health isn't great. But she does have the regeneration on block, and if you have the Salve Mastery, then you can actually gain health when they hit your block. So that is pretty good. She's also got slow, so she stops evade champions and unstoppable champions, so she's a good juggernaut counter. She's got a lot of armor break, and if you do a special 2 with like multiple armor breaks on them, on your opponent, then it should be a nice chunk of damage. Her crit chance is quite high, I think, so there's also a passive power gain as well as a normal power gain when you're hitting them, but the contact sort of power gain is reduced by a fair amount, so she gains power pretty quickly as well, and if she has a synergy with what's her name, Storm Pyramid X, then she instantly starts with 1 bar power. You can get the Nullification Aura, which is good against, you know, Annihilus, funny enough. There's not many counters for Annihilus. Venom, most Cosmic champions, basically, and a few other champions as well. So she's got quite a lot of utility and counters a lot in the game, but her damage is questionable and her health isn't great. Ebony Maw, I do not like using Ebony Maw at all. I can't see, even with his buff, I think he needs to be awakened. I think that's what it is, but the Falter's quite interesting. But you've got to time it right, like perfectly, and you got to do a lot of special threes and a lot of heavy attacks, which don't drain much power, but they give you quite a bit. So he's also got a power gain on the special 3. What else has he got? He nullifies Fury buffs and stuff like that on the special 1. He gets Degeneration on the special 2, and when he completes a mission, like faltering or using a special 1, or like nullifying a buff, or I can't remember what the other one was, using the heavy attack to power drain. That was the other one. And I'm not sure when he's awakened what that does, but anyway, I don't like using him. Korg I got yesterday again, actually. He's really, really good. He's got a really strong armor break, and I mean really strong. And if you manage to do the special 3, whilst you got 6 of those crowd excitement charges, then you end up, after a few parries, you get 15 crowd excitement. Then you can do a heavy attack, which will apply an armor break on him, on the opponent. And then once you've done the heavy attack, you parry a couple of times, get to the special 2, and whilst you're unstoppable and unblockable, you do the special 2. And that's a Fury, loads of bleed, and an armor break. So that amounts to quite a lot of damage. There is a lot that goes into his playstyle though. And Korg Awakened, again, would be good. When you're on the offensive, when you're the attacker, his Awakened ability doesn't do anything, but if you put him on Alliance War defense, he's a bloody pain, I'll tell you that much. And not many characters counter him, but there's a few. There's Doctor Doom and Energy Attack Champions and Havoc and all that. But you can also tank special 3s with Korg as well, which is another good thing. If you've got his Rock Shield active. But the problem with that will consume all rock shields, and when the Rock Shield timer comes back round, you'll have 1 less rock stack, so there's that problem. Massacre is absolutely insane. I haven't leveled him up just because there's a few other characters I want to check out, test a bit more. But Massacre, again, when you're hitting the block and you get your ignition thing, the bat ignited, you do loads of incinerate and bleed damage with the special 1. With the special 2, whilst they're blocking, you just do loads of damage and you can just go straight in. With the special 3 you get an incinerate, but that's not great. I'm not a fan of the special 3. But yeah, he's got loads of utility. He's not immune to anything, I don't think. But yeah, he's still really good. Night Thrasher, again, needs to be awakened to get the Furies and all of his, crazy abilities, but he has some nice crit damage, and the special 3 does like a disorient thing, which reduces ability actually, I think. Iron Patriot is just never going up. Never. He's never going to be a maxed out 5-star on my account, unless they buff him, because he's just so bad. His regeneration when you're using him is crap, but when you're against him, he goes all the way back up to 80% health or something like that. It's just ridiculous. And his armor as well when you're against him, like his health doesn't move. But yeah, I don't know if you guys noticed that. Again, leave that in the comments. But yeah, Iron Patriot is just a terrible, terrible champion. He's like in the leagues of Falcon and Abomination and all of them. Gladiator Hulk, or Hulk Ragnarok, I got him again yesterday, and I've been playing around a bit with him. He's a good champion. Again, he needs to be awakened to get the Face Me thing, and he gets either Regeneration or Fury, and that's helpful. He's got a synergy. Let me check who that's with actually. Let's see. Yeah, with Thor Ragnarok, and smash attacks have a 20% chance to be unblockable. So you'll be both unstoppable and unblockable when you're going in. Obviously, that's a 20% chance, that's quite a low chance, but when it does happen, it's quite nice. And it allows you to sort of do unblockable specials and stuff when you have 100 crowd excitement, which is quite useful. And he's got some innovate, he's got some stun, he's got some heal block, I think, and he has a bit of regeneration when he's awakened, and he's got a fury. So he's all round a pretty good champion, and he's poison immune. So there you go. Hela is difficult. She's really, really difficult. She's a beyond god tier champion when you've got all the furies, when you hold the special, not the special, the heavy attack for long enough. You have to do medium attacks, just double medium, get those things up. I can't remember what they're called, but you get them up to about 145 or 200, however much you want, and then you hold the heavy attack, and you should start gaining furies, and then when you gain about 6 to 9 furies, you'll start doing insane damage, like Sabretooth. It's just insane. And the specials do a lot more damage when you do a fury, sorry, when you have furies. When you do the special 2, she applies an armor break, which again just stacks up the damage even more. She's got physical resistance. When she's awakened, she's got indestructible, but she doesn't have any immunities, which is interesting. But yeah, so Hela's all round a pretty good champion when you know how to use her. But the problem with her is, if you're holding that heavy attack, and you hold it longer than the sort of parry timer, then if you get caught, your health literally just melts. It's just gone. So it's very, very, very risky to use Hela in a proper way to get the damage output. But it is really nice. I only use it in arena. I don't use it in quests and stuff. Just because it's too risky, and I don't want to lose a champion on the team, because the boss might be difficult. You know, the nodes that they give these new bosses, new characters, new nodes, new animations. It's really, really hard to get around. So yeah, so there's Hela. Sentinel needs to be awakened for his analysis charges, but his Incinerate on the special 2 is really good, and he's a double immunities champion. He's got heal block on the special 1, and I can't remember what his special 3 does. I think it gives him a bit of regeneration, but I don't know whether that's when he's awakened or not. But anyway, Punisher 2099. He's not great. When he's in his overdrive, he does a decent amount of damage, and he's got disintegration on a special 3, armor break on a special 2, and his special 1 does loads of hits and gains overdrive charges. So other than that, he's got a stun on a heavy attack, but it's not very long. So he's not a top meta champion out there. He's not, you know, the beyond god tiers. He's just sort of sitting there, and I use him in arena. Again, same as Civil Warrior. Civil Warrior has a heal block on his heavy attack. He can reduce ability accuracy when he's got the passive armor ups. And I think the way to get that is when you have 2 normal armor ups, you do a special, and then it converts it into 1 passive. And then you can keep stacking those, and then, you know, people like Black Widow, the original, Spider-Man, the original, when he's duplicated, they won't be able to evade, they won't be able to counter, and they won't be able to do certain stuff, so that's quite useful. Yondu, he can hit through block, do heal block, he can do bleed, and armor break. Some of those are when he's awakened, but he's not great. Same with Thor Jane Foster, she's not great. When you get the special 1, you can do a stun chain on the special 1, just because when you do apply the shock and you start hitting them, you have a chance to stun. But other than that, she's not very good. She's got some stagger and shock, and that's about it. Both of them don't have any health. You know, if you get caught, you're done. So yeah, that's Thor Jane Foster and Yondu. Hulkbuster, since he's been buffed, is actually really good. You want to use a lot of heavy attacks, you want to use a lot of specials, and you want to do a special when they're blocking, ideally. Because when you do the special 1 and you put the armor break on them, if they're blocking, you get a really, really long stun. If they're not blocking, you get like a decent stun. But you can stun chain with the special 1. You can apply loads of armor breaks, get lots of heavy attacks in, do lots of damage, do lots of shock damage. Special 2 is pretty much a full power drain if they're blocking, because all of his special attacks are unblockable, and it puts an armor break on them and some shock, and your damage just ramps up with more shock and armor break that you put on the opponent. So yeah, whole boss is really good. I think he's better awakened, but he's pretty good where he is. And again, I got him like last week or something like that. Electra is just one of the most basic champions in the game. She doesn't have any tactics to her really. It's just normal 5-hit combo. Specials do bleed damage. They apply a bleed on the opponent, and if she's awakened, they apply a armor break on the opponent, and she does more crits. But other than that, she's pretty basic. Same as Groot. He needs to be awakened, I think, to get his I am Groot phase a lot quicker. And he's got a very, very small regeneration on the special 2. And I think he has a small bleed on the special 3. But yeah, his damage isn't great until you go like berserk, and then you start doing okay damage, I suppose. Rocket Raccoon, again, very risky to use because he has no health, but his damage is quite high. His armor break on the special 2, as well as the incinerate and bleed that he does, and his special 1 does a lot of crit damage if you do get crits, and his damage output is pretty like god tier. But unfortunately, the health is the only thing, and the block proficiency are the only things that sort of bring him down as a champion. Otherwise, he'd be really, really good. Doctor Strange needs to be awakened for the counter spell. That's all I really need to say for him. Iron Man needs to be awakened for the Arc Overload. Drax needs to be awakened for the Fury and the better bleed. Spider-Man's pretty good. The original Spider-Man when he's unawakened, because he does a lot of armor break and weakness, and his crits are absolutely insane. And Hawkeye, his special 1 is really, really good, and his bleed damage is awesome, especially when he's awakened. So that's my 5 stars. I've got 2 6 stars, which are just really, really bad. I mean, that's all I can say about them. Man Thing, I suppose, was useful for the Northern Expeditions because of the armor break and the poison, and that just dealt a certain amount of damage over time, and the more armor breaks he got on them, as well as hitting them, then he was doing more and more damage, but it took a while. And Man Thing reduces like regeneration by quite a lot. But Loki's just useless. He's just useless at the moment. And onto the 4 stars. I'm not going to go through all of them. Just the maxed out 4 stars that I've got. So the champion was good for a while. I was using him in event quests, and he was doing really, really, really well. But his damage is just not good compared to like Nick Fury and Sunspot and Thing and Ghost and Proxima Midnight, Spider-Man stealth suit. You know, it's just they sort of built him up a bit too much, I think, because he was like an elder of the universe, and he's like the champion. He beat, you know, he almost beat Aegon. They're like competitors, I suppose, and he beat Maestro, and he's like, anyway, but his damage isn't great. Mojo is actually pretty good. His health and block proficiency is terrible, but his degeneration, especially when he's awakened, and the fury that he gets when he has 5,000 followers, sorry, 5 of those thumbs up things, it's just, his damage is insane. Spider-Man stealth suit, all of it, oh my god, Spider-Man stealth suit has got me through like so much on this game. There are certain bosses where even my 5-star maxed out magic has failed, and the boss had 80% health left, and Spider-Man stealth suit just took him out. Spider-Man stealth suit is really useful. He's got he can apply slow on the opponent with the pre-fight ability, which sort of counters evade and unstoppable. His special 1 grants him a sort of cruelty or precision buff, which is passive, so none of it can be nullified by any of the champions so far, and Dormammu, who won't take damage back unless you use dexterity. So Spider-Man stealth is really good. He puts vulnerability on the opponent, reducing block proficiency and increasing his crit damage whenever he does crits. His special one also, I forgot to mention this, if he uses his evade, his special one refreshes that. His special 2 applies a longer debuff on them, like the slow is way longer, vulnerability is way longer, innovate is way longer, and the special 3 refreshes all of his webs so that he can apply more debuffs on them, and it does a decent amount of damage. Proxima Midnight, I used her actually in the boss rush yesterday to get through that Human Torch, and I forgot how broken her special 3 damage is. Like, I got 3 of those sort of special prowess buffs that she gets, and her damage just wiped them out from like 100% health or something like that. And her block proficiency is decent. Sometimes I see she gets like a perfect block or like takes 0 damage, but her health isn't great. Ronin, I maxed him out. I thought he was going to be really, really good, and he's an okay champion, but again, a lot of stuff goes into him, and he has to build up quite a lot of bleeds, and you have to be really good at intercepting and dashing back and being able to catch the computer out, when you're against it. So Ronin's difficult. Ghost is really difficult, but she got me through Act 5 really, really easily. Even when she had 50% reduced attack, Ghost just blasted straight through it. Nick Fury, you just can't go wrong with Nick Fury. I mean, he has certain matchups like Ebony Maw. He's not good against Ebony Maw or any nullified champions, because as soon as the Fury goes on the second phase, on the real Nick Fury phase, then all of his charges will start, going down, and his damage will be a lot worse. It will be back to where the normal phase was, the first phase. But yeah, he's got like 2 lives. You can tank a special 3 if you got the first life. When he's regenerating, when he transfers into his other phase, he gets rid of all passive and normal debuffs. He also has that regeneration, so if someone else does a special 3, whilst he's regenerating, he'll go straight back up to 100%, and he won't die. So that is really, really good, but usually they catch you out on that. Sunspot, you need to get a lot of parries. He's very, very difficult to use, but when you do use him right, and you get a lot of parries and heavy attacks, which I'll probably be utilising. I'll probably be using that in the event quest that I'm going to do. I'm going to start with Master, and then we'll see about Uncollected. We'll see. But Sunspot's really, really good. Thing with the Thing synergy is just insane. He's just really, really overpowered. Unfortunately, I tried to do the first variant, I think it was, and I came across Domino, and she just kept doing critical failure. So that was a massive pain, and I ran out of revives, and I just could not get through it. So that was a problem. But yeah, there's other champions here: Hulkbuster, Squirrel Girl, Mordo, Electro, Ultron, Wolverine 20 X23, Havoc needs to be maxed out. I think he's probably going to be the next 4-star to max out. Human Torch, Blade, Elsa Bloodstone, Mephisto, Red Hulk, Domino, Black Widow. Yeah, so there's quite a few good 4-stars here that I could be leveling up and stuff, but obviously I need the gold and all that stuff. So that's all my characters. I'm not going to show you the 3-stars because the 3-stars aren't really important, and if they are important, then obviously you'll see them then. But for the moment, that is my roster, which is looking pretty good at the moment. I think I've got too many mystics, all of the 7 mystics there, and then obviously I have 4 stars, and there's just too much. But yeah, before I finish the video, before the video ends, I will be doing Master on the event quest, and I'll go through it initially on the unnoded path. I think, actually no, all the paths are unnoded, so yeah, so I'll be doing Master in a sort of system where it's chapter 1.1, 1.2, then 2.1, 2.2, and I'll release those videos separately. And if I get 10 likes minimum on each one of those videos, like every one of those videos, then I'll do Uncollected. So it depends on you guys whether I do Uncollected if you want to see that. I'll try not to use 2 overpowered champions for Master. I think I'll use my maxed out 4 stars, and the first few videos will probably be pretty quick because they start off pretty weak on Master, but as it goes on, I'm going to probably put Magic in there, but I'll use all the 4 stars first, obviously, but Magic will be my backup option. So yeah, it might be my maxed out 4 stars or like my lower rank 5 stars, you know, like Sorcerer Supreme. I might use like someone like Cyclops or Winter Soldier to fight the bosses, so you can see the animations and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. But again, if I get 10 likes on each one of my Master Event Quest videos, then I'll do Uncollected on the Event Quest. And who knows, maybe I'll be doing a crystal opening, you know, when the early access bundle comes up in the store. I'll do that after Uncollected, but that depends on how many likes you put on the videos. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.